for fast, cheap, and reliable Madden 21 Ultimate Team coins. Make sure you guys go check out my sponsor, Easy Mutt. Use code VENOM at checkout for 5% off. Yo, what's good, guys? Venomfire here, back from the video, and today we bring you guys another run defense. This one's going to be a little bit different. I'm going to be focusing on the shotgun runs, mostly inside zone, how to shoot those gaps, how to hit people in the backfield, and really just get them away from running the ball. It's very annoying, especially like trips tight end players. You'll probably go against them a ton online. They always run this inside zone. It's very annoying, and if you don't know how to stop it, it will eat you alive. So I'm going to show you guys how to stop that, as well as some other inside zones. But yeah, before we get into the video, make sure you hit that subscribe button. About 75% of my viewers are not subscribed. If you are one of those people, hit that sub button. It's the best way to support the channel. Again, I bring you guys all of this content for free, and it is the best way to support me. So go ahead, hit that subscribe button if you are enjoying the content. Also, drop a like on this video if you enjoy and want more run defenses. But first things first, we're going to do a little bit of adjustments, because in the run defense, you want to have some zones out there in case they pass. You're not really going to know too much if they're going to run or not. So we're just gonna base set up our curl flats to around 5 yards, and yeah, it's pretty much the only zone drop adjustment we're gonna make. We're in the New York Giants defensive playbook today, and we're gonna be running the popular 3-3-5 wide. Go ahead, throw a fast safety here in the middle. I got Troy Apke. He's gonna be the guy you're shooting the gap with. So again, get some speed and get some hit power if you want. Taylor Mays is the perfect player to do it with in Mutt. But yeah, if you're in multiple defense or 4-6, you can audible from nickel 3-3-5 to 3-3-5 wide and get those outside linebackers, but they're not going to be too useful for today's video. But the play we're going to be running is going to be Mike Blitz 3, a very popular pass and run defense. I do have some pass defenses out of it, so you can go check those out to add to your arsenal. But again, we're just going to go over the run defense, and again, I'm going to focus mainly on this trips tight end, because that's the one that I personally struggle with the most, and I'm sure that's the one you guys probably go against the most. It's probably the most popular inside zone in the entire game. But yeah, let's just get into our setup. So first things first, I like to go ahead and press and just shade over the top. So just going to bring those safeties down in the box a little bit. In case you're unable to shoot the gap, you want to have some safety help so that they're not able to pick up an easy 15 yards. And also, we're going to turn those seam flats into our clad flats. Now, the next thing you're going to do is you're just going to shift your D-line to the opposite side. So in this case, the trips is on the left side. The inside zone will be running to the left side. So we're actually going to shift our D-line to the opposite side. Most people would think for a run defense, you want to shift your D-line to the strong side, but not when you're actually shooting gaps. It's very unique. And you're actually going to shift your line to the right side, the opposite side. So again, it makes the run look even better on the offensive side. If I'm just looking at it like this, I see, oh, there's really no one on that left side. I can run the ball up the middle and pick up a lot of yards. So it's also decent bait defense in that sense. But again, shift to the opposite side. The next thing you're going to do is just slant your defensive line to the side that they are actually running the ball to. So we're going to shift to the right, and we're going to slant to the left. You see that pretty much everybody is almost in that slant type spread besides our 3-rack hook. So we'll just turn him into a slanted left position. But yeah, it's going to do it for the run defense. Really, that's all your adjustments. And again, we have our curl flat set to 5 yards. We can kind of use it in the middle of the field a little bit, but obviously our pass defense is not super good. So mainly you want to set this up in 1st and 10 type situations. But yeah, one last thing is the positioning of your user. It's going to be important. You don't want to stand right here, even though this is the gap that we're shooting right in the middle. You don't want to stand over the middle because the center will pick you up. You got to wait for the center to double team on that left side. So we're going to stand around here. Right about here is good. And yeah, you're not going to shoot the gap every single time, but right there, boom, that's how you do it. So again, you stand on the right side, you kind of loop in, and you can have success that way. Again, this is a run defense that gap shooting is not guaranteed to work every single time. Certain runs will work better against it, and that just comes with labbing against formations that you're struggling with. Adjustments you will have to learn. But yeah, let's hop into the setup again. Press, shit over the top, shift to the opposite side, and slant to the opposite side that you're shifting to. So again, if I flipped my trips, I would be just doing those adjustments opposite. Again, shifting to the right and slanting left. Your user's already on a blitz, so that's good. And again, just kind of stand right about here. Obviously, if you can kind of time it, you can kind of start moving over to the left just a little bit and then they snap the ball, and you're able to shoot the gap. Now, Troy Apke is a 66 overall. He has low tackling rating, so you'll see the running back make a lot of broken tackles. In Ultimate Team, you kind of expect to have those ratings, and you can also get like secure tackler if you're struggling with that, but usually those auto broken tackles aren't too common if you have a decent safety there. So again, shift to the right, slant to the left, press, and shade over the top. Some of the most popular pass defenses are going to be checkdowns, so you are sending 5 people. You can also kind of run a user rush out of this. I believe you would want to stand over here. But yeah, there's a user rush that you could run depending on if they pass. There's some things you can do to catch people off guard in the passing game as well. But again, we're focused on the run game. Stand over here with your user and hit power. You can hit stick them in the backfield. So I'm going to run over and boom, that's perfectly executed. That's what it looks like when you get perfect timing on the hit stick. You saw we timed it just perfectly to where the center double teamed Chase Young over there on the left side. But we were able to shoot through that gap and meet him in the backfield to where he didn't have enough time to cut back. Really, the solution on offense to this run defense would be to cut it back against the grain to that right-hand side. Is on, so that they're not allowed to cut back or they don't have time to get that cutback animation. But again, comes with practice. I recommend going into practice mode or just running regs or game mode that you don't really care about too much. Sometimes you'll get that weird animation. I don't think I might have slanted, but really every step is important because there I didn't slant to the left, I believe, and you saw I had a gap kind of right here that I had to go through, and he was able to get to the outside. So every step, very, very important for the run defense. I'll just show it a couple more times, then we'll go against some other inside zones. But again, every inside zone is different. The block set up differently. The handoff's different. So it depends on the formation, really. But yeah, I'll show it a couple more times. Boom, right there, able to make the tackle. You can also click off if you are afraid of getting shook a little bit. That's something that even I do a little bit. I like to click off, especially if I don't have a hit stick angle. That's usually what I'll go ahead and do because some conservative tackles are a little bit weird in this game. So click off, let the computer make that tackle, and you are good to go. Also, you can kind of just throw them into position, and the CPU will usually go ahead and actually make that play for you. But again, run it right here. You see, even there, they kind of tried to cut it back, and it really takes a perfect cut back. You almost have to stop and go and then cut to that right-hand side. So even when the computer tried to kind of cut it back right, they were unable to. So I'll show it one more time here. Again, press straight over the top, slant. Again, if they were to run like a double and sail, check down over on that right side with like a table route, it's not really going to be open. You can even move this corner down even more. If you're worried about the running back run, he'll also help against the cut against the grain. But one more time, I'm going to try and time it perfectly. Just shift over and boom, right there. Of course, he had to break the hit stick, but you see it in action. All right, with that being said, let's hop into some other formations. I'm going to be running gun bunch tight end, which is, again, another very popular run. It's one of the best inside zones in the game. This obviously works against other inside zones. I'm also going to hop into Troy wide flex for a couple of runs. Again, just to show you some variety of the offense, show you that it does work against every single inside zone pretty much. Obviously, there will be exceptions. If there's like a tight end on the left, certain things like that can throw it off. But for the most part, you should be able to adjust your way around any inside zone. So I'm just going to go ahead audible like so. We're going to set up the run defense the exact same way. Press, shade over the top, shift to the right, and slant to the left. Again, this run's going to be a little bit more difficult to shoot. This is a little bit of a better inside zone because of how compressed it is. The blocks are going to develop a little bit better. Rodney Hudson's going to take kind of a different angle. He's actually going to double team Deron Payne, I believe now, instead of Chase Young, which is what he was doing. So it's going to be a little bit different. So you're going to kind of shoot through here. But overall, it is very, very good still. Obviously, it's going to be a little bit better if you can kind of time it. So I'll just show what it looks like perfectly timed. And that was not perfectly timed. So obviously, running with two controllers, it's a little bit difficult for myself to do. But when you don't really have to worry about, another controller, you can kind of just focus in on defense. It'll be way easier for you to do in like online play than even what I'm doing right now. So I'm just going to time it a little bit. Boom. And there we go. So not only did you see Troy Apke get there. Cole Holcomb coming off that left side also got there. So even if I didn't use her at all, which I did, sometimes depending on the formation, this guy right here can actually get free. Again, you see Nelson Aguilar didn't even block him, so he stuck his hands out, but he didn't block anybody. And just like that, if I wasn't standing there, this guy would be there. But again, you want to shoot through the gap because if I didn't, he would cut up the middle and basically avoid the guy on the outside. So obviously, just looking at that perfectly timed, he actually didn't double team draw and Payne, which is again what sometimes he will do. Maybe it was because of how the timing worked to where he's, the center recognized me and ran upfield rather than double teaming, which is what he would originally do. But again, sometimes if that timing is off, he will pick you up and you just won't even get an opportunity to shoot the gap. So again, be careful. I'll show this bunch tight end inside zone one more time, and then we'll hop into Trey Y flex for a couple of runs. But again, just timing it a little bit good here. Boom. That wasn't even perfectly timed. Again, you see Holcomb there. You see Apke hit stick him in the backfield. Perfectly executed right there. Let's hop into the Trey Y flex though. Now, one of the reasons I did want to show you guys Trey Y flex is simply because the running back is going to be offset. It's just an overall different inside zone. The handoff animation is different. And I'll show you guys that the run defense does still work. Again, same exact setup, same formula for shooting that gap. Stand right here, again, perfectly timed. It's going to be better. We'll just kind of shift over and boom, right there. So even with the worst stick skills on planet Earth, I should have easily hit stick him in the backfield. That was obviously terrible by me, but you see, you were able to shoot the gap. So even though I didn't necessarily hit stick him, we were able to get there. I'm not sure why they didn't audible, but overall, let's go. Show it again here. You saw I could have easily hit stick him in the backfield, and even though the handoff animation is a little bit different, I still would be able to get the tackle for loss. Again, setting it up, wrap around him, and there we go. So it's almost easier to get this hit stick on a Trey Y flex or any offset inside zone because the handoff animation is honestly a little bit slower. It's a little bit less clean, I would say. I'll show one more time just to give you that look. But again, you also notice, similar to the bunch tight end, because that wide receiver is going outside a little bit, Cole Holcomb off that left side, your left outside linebacker, is going to be able to get a little bit more free, again, than he doesn't get in trips tight end. So, again, snap the ball, rotate over, and just absolutely obliterate him in the backfield, as you see. But again, I showed you it against three completely different formations. I know some of you guys would have commented if I only showed it against trips tight end, so I had to give you those reps. Obviously, I could probably audible through every single inside zone in the entire game and show it, but we're not going to do that. But yeah, if you enjoyed the video, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel if you are new. Follow me on Twitter if you have any questions with any of my videos. You can DM me there. That is the best way to reach me on Twitter. Link will be in the description. And yeah, subscribe to the channel if you are new, and peace. I'm out of here.